Hello.
Today we're here to do a book tag. It's been a
while since we've done a book tag.
I can't even remember the last book tag we did. But anyway, today's book tag is the mid-year book freakout tag. Mid-year book freakout. I hope I remember the name of it right. Anyway, it has two creators. We have Ellie from Ellie Jane and Chammy from Is That Chammy? And this is an old tag, but I feel like everyone sort of resurrects it around this time every year because it's fun to do in the middle of the year.
And there's no other reason to resurrect it at any other time of the year. Otherwise we would call it the quarterly.
Anyway, so there are a bunch of questions and we will answer all these questions. I have magnificently cheated. I'm gonna say it now because like I'm sure someone's gonna mention like, you should only pick one, and I'm like, nah.
She can get all the airtime. I'm good. I just got home like a few minutes ago.
You're fine. Okay, question number one. The best book you've read so far in 2018. Ha, I'm supposed to choose one. That's a lie. You can go first.
Titan's Hunt. It's the road to the GC Rebirth piece where all of the Titans begin to remember that they actually knew each other. And it's super, super fun, and I love it, and I can't get enough of it, and I have it on digital, and I'll read it again.
That's awesome.
I
like that you actually had just one book.
That's former Teen Titans. Well, it's nothing is better than the old Titans coming together.
I am offended on behalf.
Dick Grayson.
Fine.
There you go.
Unlike Mackie, I totally cheated because I can't. So I'm gonna show you a whole stack of books. I probably talked about them in other wrap-ups, so you guys can probably guess that these are like my favorite.
These are the best books she's read so far.
I've read a lot. So first is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake, which is about a girl whose twin brother is accused of rape by her best friend. It's very powerful, very emotional, really good. Really hard to read, but really good. Next we have a book that actually just came out this week, My Plain Jane, which is a alternate take on the story of Jane Eyre, and the three main characters are Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte, and Alexandra Blackwood, and this has a paranormal spin to it, and it's really, really fun. I reread my favorite parts because I had to do a blog post for it this week. I will link to that down below in case you're interested. Next we have a book that I binged in a day, The Kiss Quotient by Helen Long. It is a romance between a woman who has Asperger's who decides that she wants to gain more experience in romantic relationships, and so she hires an escort to teach her, and this escort is working to pay off some hospital bills, and of course sparks fly, and it's really good. Like,
not
seriously.
His hospital bills, it's his mother, I think.
Really good. Yes. Next is Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. All I will tell you is that it is sort of inspired by Vikings, I want to say, and there are two warring clans in this. The girl is from one of them, and she gets involved with the other one when she realizes that her brother, who is supposedly dead, is among them, and so this whole story unravels from there. It's really, really good. Great standalone read. Next, we have Rain the Earth by A.C. Goggin, which is elemental magic. That is literally the reason I love this story. It's about a girl who gets married to a king in order to sort of broker peace between the king and his kingdom and the desert people. But that doesn't exactly turn out as planned, and it's really good. I will say trigger warnings for a lot of the things happening in this one. There's a lot of abuse, a lot of violence, but it's still really good, and I'm so excited for book 2. Almost there. And we have The Way You Make Me Feel by Maureen Gu, which is about Clara Shin. She's kind of a prankster, and a prank lands her in trouble, and so she ends up spending the summer working with her arch nemesis in her father's food truck, and it's so much fun, you guys. And last for this section, but definitely not least, is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Cristo, which is by far the best Little Mermaid retelling spin on Little Mermaid that I have ever read in YA. It's about Lyra, who is a siren, and she collects princess hearts, and of course she is tasked to collect one on her 18th birthday, I want to say. But this task is special because she actually broke the rules, and so she's been punished. If she can't collect this heart, she's gonna stay a human forever. And this prince is determined to like rid the sea of the plague of sirens, so, you know, things are going on. It's great, it's wonderful, I love it.
I suddenly want to read this.
You should. But it's also very YA. Last quick mention, Cocoon Coat by Katie O'Neill, same author as the Tea Dragon Society, only this time it focuses on the sea and the relationship of people like us with the sea and the animals that live in the sea.
Specifically.
So good. Specifically, aquicorns. Aquicorns are great. I want one. They should exist. Anyway, that's pretty much the disclaimer for that. Alright, what is question number 2?
Question number 2 is the best sequel you have read so far in 2018, and I would have to say it would be Burning Matter.
I'm so excited to read this series.
Alexa has finally ordered it. I have and here's the thing, Joshua Kahn was kind enough to do another interview. We haven't really published it yet
because I can't read
she can't
it.
read it, she can't edit it because she's gonna get super spoiled, and she cannot get spoiled. So Joshua, if ever you see this, I am so sorry that it took 18 million years.
It's coming,
but
I swear.
It's totally worth it because it's so good. This is one of the best sequels ever. There's gonna be more Joshua Kahn like mentions in the next few weeks, so
I'm almost mortally offended, but I can't be because he's really been good and just pick one. I'm almost mortally offended he didn't mention the one that I have loved and read recently. Because, I mean, come on, he's also read and loved it recently. Wildcard by Marie Lu comes out in September. This is the sequel to last year's Warcross. It is so flippin' good. Loved it so much. I can't really talk too much about what goes on in it because obviously if you haven't read Warcross, you'll be spoiled magnificently. Really, seriously.
My love for Burning Magic does not take anything away from the awesomeness of Wildcard, which is, by the way, amazing. Anybody who loves Warcross should read Wildcard.
Exactly. Warcross is about a girl named Emika Chen who is a bounty hunter and just pretty much working to make ends meet. And she one day glitches herself into the opening ceremony game of a virtual reality sort of deal called Warcross. And she gains the attention of its creator,
who revolutionized the entire world by creating the tech to run Warcross.
Pretty much.
And from there, some weird sparks and espionage
she gets hired
ensues.
to like figure out who's messing with the game, and lots of things happen. And it's amazing and it's so good, and I can't wait for everyone to read this one.
It's really great.
Also something I read super early that doesn't come out until next year. The Wicked King by Holly Black, which is the sequel to this year's The Cruel Prince. It is phenomenal. Again, cunning, ruthless fae with their twisty mind games are amazing. Oh, I'm not done yet. There's Gone Rogue, which is a graphic novel sequel. This is an addition to the Lunar Chronicle series, and it follows last year's Wires and Nerve. It's just fun to be reunited with this gang again. It's so fun, and the illustrations are great. A Quarter Frost and Starlight, which is a novella, I'm gonna say it again, that it's not meant to bridge. I don't really feel like it's a bridge. It's more like a nice way to reunite with these characters and sort of get a glimpse on what's gonna happen next, but not really. It's its own little story. I personally really loved it. I just love being with these characters and seeing them, you know, celebrate. And last but definitely not least, Legendary by Stephanie Garber, which is flipping phenomenal. It's a companion novel to last year's Caraval, and it follows the point of view of the other sister as she's trying to go through her own Caraval, but there's bigger stakes. And another like special shout out to Jody Meadows' sequel, As She Ascends, which is also out in September. Obviously I do not have it. It's really good. I will say that there are lots of dragons in it, which is very exciting, and I love dragons. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so the next question is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. I only have one this time, so I actually am not cheating. I don't know where this book is. I know we have it somewhere in the house, but it is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan. It is about a girl who is trying to make sense of her mother's suicide, and so she ends up going to Taiwan, I want to say, and visiting family there. And this entire time she thinks her mother's spirit has come back in the form of a bird. So it sounds really good. I hope I like it.
The book that was released that I haven't read is Obsidio, a lovely birthday gift from EA Darling, blog runner and boss. It's in this context. In this context, it's about the events chronicling a terrible infringement against the human rights of a bunch of colonists in space, and how this evil corporation is trying to cover that up in the worst ways possible, and how people are actually fighting back by, you know, letting loose the Illuminate Chronicles. I like that pitch for it. I've never quite heard it pitched that way. Yeah, it's awesome, and so I recommend it to everybody. I cannot wait to read the rest of it.
Okay, the next one is a most anticipated release for the second half of the year. You can go first. We all know what yours is.
Queen of Air and Darkness. It's not even Blackthorn trash. I've been like Blackthorn and Carstairs trash from like book 6. They were tiny children then, for those of you who don't know, that the next set of books after the 6 Shadowhunters like main series are focused more on some of the children that were there who survived the Dark War. And I have loved those two, Julian and Emma, from the start. I am dreading what's gonna happen like next, because the Lord of Shadows ended insanely. Like, just think of the most insane thing that they could have done, and they did it. Well, not really, but close enough. And so I need that next book.
I cheated again. So I have 4. I can think of 4. Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix by Julie C. Dow, which is her companion to last year's Forest of a Thousand Lanterns. Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, which is the last book in the Throne of Glass series, and I do not think I'm ready for this. And honestly, just thinking about it is making me a little emotional, so let's not even go there. I also have Escaping from Houdini, which is by Carrie Maniscalco, and it is part of her Stalking Jack the Ripper series, only this time her 2 main characters are on a cruise ship in New York. And coming out next month, The Darkest Legacy by Alexandra Bracken, which is the story of Zoo, who is one of the characters in the Darkest Mind series. I'm very, very excited, guys.
Awesome. Okay, so question number 5, biggest disappointment. I would just start with the first book of the Earth Dragon series, not because it was bad, it's just I couldn't connect to it as much as I would have liked. I read like the first chapter and then I dropped in, then I read the next 3 chapters and then I dropped in, then I reread it from the start just to kind of get the thing. And I don't know, it's just something about starting an entire story with just anthropomorphic dragons from space and another planet. I didn't even get that far, so yeah, that was so if anything, I'm more disappointed in myself.
Okay. My biggest disappointment is also not a book that is bad by any means, it just didn't turn out to be what I was expecting from it. It's a book called The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory, and it is a romantic comedy. It's about 2 people who meet in an elevator when it breaks down and they sort of like strike up a thing, obviously. It was okay. Like I didn't find it remarkable. I don't know, and I was really hyped for it too because it sounded right up my alley, but it just wasn't for me. It was for a lot of people though. A lot of people really enjoyed that one.
Fair enough. All right, question number 6, the biggest surprise. My biggest surprise read for the year would be Red Right Hand. Levi Black is such a talented writer, and plus I had found a soft spot in my heart for the Cthulhu mythos. That's almost an oxymoron.
You found a soft spot.
That's almost an oxymoron. But it's such fast-paced writing, a strong female character, and just all of the eldritch horror you would like in a young adult, not even young adult YA, like a young adult, like in her 20s, which is not YA. The character is a young adult, not the book is for young adults, and so. And it's fun, it's light enough that you can put it, you can blast through it, but like hefty enough that you're gonna want more, so cannot wait for that.
The biggest surprise for me was a book called Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno. I expected to like it, but I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. It is this magical realism story of 2 sisters who live in an island and who are about to leave it to go to college, and it's their last summer there. And things happen, obviously, during that summer, as they do, and it's just really, really compelling and really good, so I really enjoyed that one.
Awesome.
Okay, what's the next category? The next category we have is number 7, favorite new author, debut author, or a new to you author. I think Mark should go first.
New to me would be Joshua Kahn. So again, Shadow Magic, the whole trilogy all the way to Burning Magic was just so much fun. I hadn't felt that way about books and lore building in a very long time. It gave me lore building feelings, which is cool because I got to geek out with Joshua Kahn about his lore and how he's like, not too many people ask questions like, well, I do, I love that. And so you're gonna see a lot of that printed after Alexa gets to read it, and it's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be great.
Soon, I swear. In my case, there are 2. Alexandra Cristo, who is the author of To Kill a Kingdom, which I showed you guys earlier. It's down. Alexandra Cristo, who wrote To Kill a Kingdom. I just want her to write me more books. That's really all that is. Like, she can write anything she wants. I will read it. Apart from her, the only other person I wanted to mention was Helen Long, who wrote The Kiss Quotient. I'm so excited that she has 2 more books coming out. The next question, number 8, is newest fictional crush. I have a few. So, obviously, there's a character I love in The Kiss Quotient. It is not the main character. It's a character named Kwan. His book comes out in like June 2019, I want to say. So imagine me having to wait for that. And it's painful.
That's so sad.
I also need to mention Dante from Legendary. I'm not first in line. I've said this before. My friend DJ is first in line. He's called dibs, and I fully support his claim. But yeah, I adore him. Like, he's great. He's amazing. All right.
I have none. Okay.
Moving on. Number 9.
Newest favorite character, in my case, would be Lily Shadow from the Shadow Magic trilogy by Joshua Kahn. Lily happens to be one of the most like you'd think she was just like your kind of typical little goth girl Wednesday Addams type thing, but she manages to do something that in no way does the hero undercut her and her strength and whatever. Like there's a new thing that she does where I'm just like, well, that's kind of impressive. I thought the guy would save you, or maybe I thought that this event would, like, you know, make things work out for you, kind of Deus Ex. But no, Lily rises above it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but she gonna find out because there be ships. Anyway,
I love ships.
Yeah.
My newest favorite character is also from Legendary, and it's Tella. We do meet her in the first book, but it's really in the second book where I fell in love with her because it's her story, and she is not perfect, but she does the best she can, and I think that's all any of us really can do, and she's just amazing. Okay, next question is a book that made you cry.
Just every Cushiel book ever, really. That's, yeah, the first 6, any one of the first 6 books is enough to bring me to tears. And that's they fair. Have.
Well, I said it earlier, but Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake definitely had me crying by the end of it because it is a very, very emotional, pull at your heartstrings type read. In the complete reverse of that, the next question is a book that made you happy. Ha, mine is so predictable. The Kiss Quotient by Helen Long. You guys do not understand how much I was smiling while I was reading this book, even during like the hard parts of it, because it's a romance and of course they have like a conflict. But like it was just so good. It just makes me so happy thinking about it. So
I'm gonna change my answer from what I see here for the book that made me happy. It is actually Alcatraz, the Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians, book 5, specifically the last thing, the last part of that book. I was read it with a friend who knows that there's like end credits, because there was end credits. I didn't even know there was end credits, but there's end credits for whatever passes for that in a book, and that made me so happy. It was amazing.
That's also another series I need to read.
Number 12. Favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year?
Mine is Love, Simon, without a doubt. It was flippin' phenomenal. I sobbed while I was watching it. I laughed while I was watching it.
I kind of regret not watching it now.
Okay, well,
I did get an invite.
It was really good.
Like she invited me to come be a +1.
I just really enjoyed it. They did such a good job adapting it to film, and I'm very excited. There are 2 that I'm excited about that are coming out this summer though. In August, The Darkest Minds and To All the Boys I've Loved Before. And oh no, there's 3. Crazy Rich Asians. Almost forgot.
Ready Player One is mine. Controversial because a lot of the people who love the book was like, oh my god, this is a terrible movie. Well, it's a total, I've always treated movies as different entities from the, I mean, it's a,
yeah.
And that started, and I had to learn that with Harry Potter book 1, movie 1. Like, I just was so, like, you learn that these are completely different media altogether.
Yeah.
And for whatever Ready Player One was on the big screen, I thought for whatever that was, I really loved it. Just too many geeks squealing and a lot of yelling. And so I love that. Okay. Question number 13.
Favorite review you've written this year, or favorite video you've done so far this year?
I would have to say my favorite review that I've written, and hopefully there's a link down below, would be my Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians review.
It's a fun review, guys.
It is the most well thought out. I worked hard on that review. I did not phone that one in, not that I phoned any of my reviews in. But that one is a work of, I'm confessing to nothing, but that was a work of art. That was a work of art to me personally, and it embodies both my love of the series and how good it is to me.
I think my favorite review is a toss-up between the one I wrote for Legendary by Stephanie Garber, which was like just pure me gushing, and the one I wrote for Save the Date by Morgan Matson, because I actually made a list and was like, these are the things I love about this book. So yeah, those are the ones I would pick. And for video, I think my favorite thing I've done was my Iceland vlog, which was fun. Okay, number 14, the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year, or received.
Well, I got a pretty book. It's Obsidio again, because it's pretty and it's shiny and it's...
And if you take off the thing...
Take off the cover, it's iridescent.
It's really cool.
You've got redacted stuff and it's shiny, and I said shiny already.
Yes, you like shiny things.
I like shiny things, apparently.
Mine is The Little Mermaid, the Mina Lima edition of it, because it's so pretty, and it has all of those like fun things in it, which is amazing. And last but not least, what books do you need to read by the end of this year? Ugh. Can I say all of them?
Yeah, I just wanted to cut to a panning shot of the entire TBR. Like
that would take too long.
That would take too long. So for me, I'm just gonna lift this series up in shame.
Ha! Hilariously, I actually said Shadowhunters too! That was what I put as my answer!
So,
I didn't pick up books though, because I was like...
Clavetober is upon us.
No, Shadowhunters September.
Shadowhunters September. Well, these are technically... Well, yeah, they're Shadowhunters.
Shadowhunters!
Bloody hell. Alright, well, this is this.
Yeah, I promise. I promised already like a bunch of people that I would read it so that I could be caught up by the time Queen of Air and Darkness comes out. I have until December, which leaves me with like five-ish months.
And so, that is that.
Alright, so that's a wrap on this mid-year book Freakout tag. If you guys are interested in doing the tag yourselves, consider yourself tagged, and I will put all the questions down below, as well as links to the original video. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video. Also, we want to say thank you because we actually hit 25 subscribers, which
never in our million years.
I don't even know. I'm like so grateful to you guys, and I'm so glad you enjoy our videos where we're mostly...
Yeah, apparently our attempts to like shorten things, and people are like, no, just keep droning on and babbling and doing it. Well, that's not exactly what they said, but it's...
I'm gonna take it like that.
It's almost like a license to just kind of, you know, do the long reviews, and I'm just like, okay, we don't want to put ourselves out there that long, but alright. I mean, hey, it's just people like it.
Anyway, we are very grateful to you guys, and we hope you will continue to enjoy our videos, and if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Bye!